If you need to learn how to talk to a lady, ask your mum.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be me showing you guys how I do my own sew-ins at home. This video has been very requested, and I must say I was putting off having to film this video because I knew for a fact getting all the angles and stuff was gonna be a pain, especially because I'm alone, like I don't have help when it comes to filming. But you know what, I'm just going to try my best to show you guys step by step how I do my own sew-ins and what I use and all of that. So please bear with me with the angles. If there's certain scenes where my hand's blocking the lens, I'm sorry. But I really wanted to show you guys how I do this because it's been very requested. So the very first thing you're gonna do is just need a comb because you're gonna need to section off your leave out. And that is basically how much hair do you wanna leave out for your weave to cover the tracks and everything. So that's completely up to you. And I'm gonna show you guys what I do. So I like a pretty generous amount of leave out. I would say if you're trying to protective style, put as much hair in your weave as possible. For me, I like the versatility of doing a side part and a middle part, so I need enough room to do that. So if I wanted to, I could part it here and do like a side part or a middle part, which is basically my go-to part. So what I like to do is basically just section out a portion, and that's pretty much what we're going to do. Alright, so now we have the rest of my hair out, and the next thing to do is basically take out your edges. Now, you just don't want to put these in for several reasons. If you were to tuck your hair behind your ear, you need your edges to cover the tracks, so you want to leave some here also, just to kind of be able to cover, you know. Then I'm also going to take out the back of my hair, which is basically that much. So we're just gonna leave out the perimeter basically. And again, leave out as much as you want to. I'm just going to put this here for those days when I want to do like a higher ponytail. I have the back covered. So that's basically what that's going to do. So now I'm just going to get the middle of my hair up and safely away. That way we can start focusing on everything else. Alright guys, now on to the fun part. It's going to be basically braiding the body or the rest of my hair up. If you can braid, this is going to be pretty easy. But I'm going to turn around and basically braid up my hair, and you guys can basically watch me. I'll try to explain the braiding pattern that I do to the best of my ability. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to part the hair down, straight down, and then I'm going to go across on the bottom section. It's going to be almost like a L-shaped braid. And once that's done, you'll see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the very first braid that we're doing, and I'm just going to follow the part out I made prior, which is basically just braiding the hair down, and then I'm gonna go across. And you wanna braid out the end to the end. That way it's easy to catch into the other braid, but I'll show you guys that once we get there. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm plaiting out the hair to the ends, and once that's done, I'm just going to part out the hair for my next braid, and it's going to be the exact same way I braided it the first time, except I'm on the other side, so I'm going to switch each time. And basically I'm just going to braid the hair down, and once I get to that L, the corner of the L, I'm going to grab the end of that previous braid that we did, the plait that's loose. We're going to grab that and braid that into the braid that I'm doing now, and I'm going to do that for each side. So you're going to basically end up with one braid at the end, and you'll see how that's done. Alright guys, checking in. My braiding pattern is completely done. I'm gonna do a little turnaround here. I'm on my computer chair, so it's a swivel. So I'm gonna hide my kitchen area because I know it looks crazy. But this is basically my braiding pattern. As you guys can see, I have one braid left, which is pretty much this one. And I'm going to stitch this down with the needle and thread and put it between here, just so it lays flat. That's pretty much what you want to do. But to be honest, you guys, this is the hard part, the braiding. Once the braiding is done, it's smooth sailing from here. All my tracks are laid out on the bed. I have a whole bunch of old bundles. Well, the hair is still good, but I've had these bundles for a minute. They're from Belle Fab Hair. This would be my third install. Actually, my fourth install with this hair. So I'm basically, it's washed, it's clean. I'm just gonna sew it back into my hair. I'm gonna grab a couple tracks and show you. Give me a second. Okay, so all the bundles are like piecey, like they're chopped up, but it's all good because I'm going to measure out the ones that I want for each section. You guys will see the whole process. But for my needle and thread, I use this big one here. You can get this from the beauty supply store. They go for about $3, I think, and then your needle. I use the C curve ones because I kind of feel like it's just easiest, especially for how I sew. I go from the bottom like that. So the C curve works perfectly. I do have some of the straight ones, but I don't really like to use them. I poke my scalp a lot when I use those. So yeah, I'm just gonna string up this needle. But you know what? I'm gonna use this little piece of thread on the bottom here because I feel like this is long enough to stitch this loose braid that I have. So now I have the track here, and this is a pretty long-ish track. I just put these ones at the back because the smaller ones, I know how to work that with the front section. So I'm just gonna take the hair at the weft here, and I'm just going to push the needle through both. Now my wefts or my tracks are doubled, so there's two pieces here the same length, and I'm just gonna put it through the end. And I'm just going to put this at the back. Go under. Going to pull this all the way up until it's there, right? Then I'm going to do that same corner part again. I'm just going to put the needle through that hole that I just created and make sure that it's secure. And I like to do another one just for some reinforcement. Alright guys, I'm basically just going to use that same method throughout the entire head as I'm sewing. The only thing I have to say is that when I get to each corner, I'm doing the flip over method, which is basically just flipping the track over and continuing. But where you flip it is usually the place where I always experience the bumpiness with. So whenever I'm at the corners, I spend extra time to make sure it's flat, you know? So just sew it until it's laying as flat as can be. And that's my only tip for you for this whole section. Alright guys, as you saw, the first track is in, and this is what it looks like. I took out the back portion, the leave out that I had there before, but yeah, this is the very first track. I'm pulling on it to make sure that the thread is strong enough because I like to just make sure that everything is strong before I move on. But yes, the first one is in. Now I'm gonna find another track that's long enough, and we're gonna just go higher and higher and higher. I'm so happy to be at this point right now. Now I'm gonna take out these side things that I did earlier off my leave out. And I'm just going to start, you know, allowing everything to merge together and come to one, basically. I already took out the one in the back, so that's done with. Alright, so now we're just gonna do a little feel, and what I like to do is just run my hands down, and basically from that you'll be able to tell what's lumpy and what's not. Mine is smooth. I just wanted to give you guys a little outline of what it's going to look like. You shouldn't have any gaps or any spaces, guys. Everything should just blend into one, as you're seeing right now. And because we left hair out at the back, we're able to do like a ponytail, as high as you want to put it, you guys. Okay, so being that the hair is done, I'm not going to straighten the hair only because I don't want to put any more heat on my hair. I only straightened my hair like 2 days ago, so I don't want to overdo it. So I'm just going to brush the hair down using this soft bristle brush, and this is what I like to use on my hair. And I'm just gonna brush it down so you guys can see everything. But that's it for tonight. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Is my part straight? I'm just going to put this up for tonight, and then I'm gonna come back tomorrow and show you guys the finished product. Actually, do I need to cut the hair or anything? Okay, so a few days after I did my sew-in, I went to the Dominican hairdresser and I had them cut layers and dye my leave out. That way it can blend perfectly. So I'll show you guys what it looks like right after this. Alright guys, we are back where we started. It's been about a week since you last saw me. After I sewed in my hair, I decided to go to the Dominican salon because I wanted to get my leave out dyed, layers, and like a blowout kind of look. So that's what I went there to get. And after that, I basically wrapped my hair and slept with it. So this morning, now I'm just going to take it down so you guys can see the final look of the sew-in. I don't really know how to cut hair, hence why I go to them to cut it, because I don't really know how to cut. I'm sure I could learn through YouTube, but I just don't know how. So yeah, I'm just gonna take down the hair, and I wrap my hair at night and then I tie it down with my headscarf. So yeah, this is just the finished product of my sew-in. Still really flat, and you can put it in a ponytail, high or low, up to you. This is the back of my head, and it's by my bra strap now. I love the length, and the layers are just, they're not too short, they're really nice. And I love how the hair just moves now that there's layers. So I love this whole like look, and it looks very natural and stuff. So that's it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed and found it at least a little bit helpful. Do let me know what you think down below. I'm so excited to see what you guys thought. Like, do you guys think I did okay? The braiding pattern, all of that. So yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, guys. Bye.